Hey YouTube, this is Marcus again with another video, or Garowin as you might know me online. Today we're going to be talking about a new game that I have discovered called Goldeneye Source. I'm going to show you some video clips, some screenshots, talk a little bit about it. Goldeneye Source is a free game on the PC, and for those of you who may have been playing games for more than a week or two, you might fondly remember an old game on the Nintendo 64 called 007 Goldeneye. Some people would argue that it's one of the best first-person shooters ever made, and even those who don't think it's one of the best anymore compared to what we have now, nobody can really deny the impact that it had in kind of setting the stage for how first-person shooters would operate and bringing them into the mainstream more so than previous titles had done. Goldeneye Source is, like I said, it's a remake of the multiplayer mode, and it's based on the 2007 Source engine, so it's based on the same kind of engine as Half-Life 2. So obviously you're going to be playing with a mouse and keyboard. The graphics and the sound are going to be a heck of a lot better than they were on the N64. And it's all around. It's a great experience, especially for those of us who are around 30, who played this game as a kid on the N64, who actually played the original 007 Goldeneye. There is no campaign mode. It's just multiplayer, kind of like Team Fortress, but it's a really cool game. So let's get into some screenshots and video footage here. Alrighty, so I decided to go ahead and start with this screenshot as sort of an intro to show a lot of the different HUD elements that are in the game. It has the original health and armor kind of gauges that show up around the edge of your screen, just like the original 007 Goldeneye does. Some game modes or some servers may choose to implement a radar system that you can see there down on the bottom center. It has a lot, if not all, of the same weapons that were in the original 007 Goldeneye, and they're called by the same names. So, you know, your AR-33, I believe it was, is called an AR-33 instead of like M4 or M16. So it stays true to the original game in that respect. You can see you've got your ammo count down on the bottom right. If it's team deathmatch, I believe the score shows down there in the bottom left. You can press and hold the tab key to bring up a scoreboard in-game. And there's all sorts of different game modes. There's capture the flag, there's team deathmatch, there's free-for-all, there's gun game, or I believe what they call arsenal, where you start out with one gun and then you get a certain number of kills with that gun, and then you advance to a new better gun, and so on and so forth. And the first person to make it all the way through wins, or the person with the highest score at the end of the match. Alrighty, now we're going to get into some video footage here, and I need to throw out a couple of disclaimers. Number one, I am not playing on the beefiest of PCs. In fact, it's a laptop connected to my television with an HDMI cable. So, although it plays the game at 1080p 60 when it's just me, when I'm capturing footage, my frame rates take a hit. So to reduce that hit so I can play reasonably and still record, I told Fraps to record at 50% quality, so the video quality may not be the greatest. Also, some of these clips, for whatever reason, the ones I recorded while I was using the TV speakers and not my headphones, the audio sounds terribly overmodulated at times, especially during gunshots and things of that nature. So if you hear gunshots that sound just tore all to pieces, that is not what they sound like in the game. The audio and the visuals in the game are awesome. That's just, I guess you could blame Fraps. And as far as me being terrible at PC shooters, that's just me. So, anyway, you can see here, one of the things that they did incredibly well, I think, is rebuilding all of the original 007 Goldeneye multiplayer maps in the Goldeneye Source. Obviously, you know, they rebuilt them with higher resolution textures and things, but the layout of the levels is almost identical, which really kind of strikes that nostalgia nerve for me. There's also quite a few levels that were not in the original 007 Goldeneye. There's one in particular I can think of called Caves, and it reminds me more of, there was a level in the game Perfect Dark, which, if you don't know, was made by the same people, played the same, but you know, it was just a different storyline. on the Nintendo 64 as well. And there's a level that starts out in a cave type area, and you can snipe a guy off of a dock, like lower down. And this caves level really reminds me of that. They've got the temple, the Egyptian temple, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. The particle effects in it are amazing. And maybe it's just me, maybe it's because I'm historically a console gamer, and so, you know, when I'm playing, you know, a Half-Life 2 based game at 1080p 60, it looks really good to me. You know, I'll be honest, it looks really good. And maybe my standards aren't that high, I don't care. I have fun playing the game, and it looks good to me, so. But they've got the Egyptian temple, they've got the facility, they've got all the major, all the old multiplayer maps that were on 007 GoldenEye, and they've got quite a few more to boot. So, is there anything bad about this game? In my opinion, not really. For what it is, it's a free game that a bunch of fans of an older game decided to make just because they wanted to. They wanted to play GoldenEye 007 on their PCs. You know, and maybe have a little bit better graphics. And that's exactly what it is. It's free to play. The developers are active. There was actually one that played around with me a little while earlier. Base Tonics, I believe, was his name. He played with us for a few minutes. So at least one of the developers actually plays the game. And I believe it's still under active development as well if you Google it and go to their website. It runs on just about anything. I'm running it on an AMD A10 APU, and I'm able, when I'm not capturing video, I'm able to play it at 1080p 60 with all of the textures on high. I do have the filtering turned off, but it runs 1080p 60 with textures on high on a laptop that I got out of Walmart. So it runs on just about anything and looks pretty good doing it. And it's a really fun game to play. Now, that being said, it is a PC game, and it's online only. They've done such a good job at recreating the multiplayer. I kind of find myself wishing that they would do with the campaign sort of exactly what they have done here with the multiplayer. But I realize that they're working for free or donations in their own time, making something that they were passionate about, and that, you know, rebuilding the entire campaign is something that would take, you know, a very long time and probably isn't in the scope of their interest. But anyway, it is a PC game. It's online only, and there is quite a few people that use voice chat, at least in the servers that I've played on. And like any online game, you're going to encounter some people who might speak in a way that might offend some people. It doesn't bother me a bit. I don't care. But I know some people are offended by cussing and things of that nature. And while generally speaking, the people I've encountered have been incredibly polite and cool and fun to play with, you know, it is an online game. Some people might mod some of the maps and put some inappropriate content in the maps. So, you know, be aware of that before you turn your 5-year-old loose on this game thinking, oh, it'll be so cool. They'll get to play, you know, a newer version of the game that I loved on my old Nintendo 64. You know, just kind of keep that in mind, that you're putting them out there in the open with whoever decides to join that server and play with them, and whoever decides to run their own server. But that being said, as an adult, I love it. It's an awesome game. So, I'm going to leave you with some terrible footage of me playing this game, and some screenshots that, since they'll be a little bit better quality than the video, we'll run this up to, you know, we're at 9 minutes and 10 seconds right now, so I'll run it up to say 10 minutes or so, and just to kind of show you guys what the game looks like. You've seen what it runs and sounds like, so enjoy. Thanks for watching. I will have a link to the website for GoldenEye Source in the description below. And if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, or suggestions regarding this video, please feel free to comment. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions about GoldenEye Source, please visit the forum. I will have a link in the description below. Y'all take care. Have a good one.